Oh, I just realized, you know what? I just realized they can't even hear you, but they can hear me. Guys, guess what? Guess what Amy is saying?
Wait. Let me actually say something.
I love you.
Juice.
Olive juice. Oh, I thought you said. How about this one?
Well, you glitched in the middle of it. Say it again. I don't want to. No, Bree.
I want a vacuum.
I want a vacuum.
Jeez, you dirty minds. Anyway, we haven't gone live in a while. I just wanted to say, or live on the podcast. I know you guys can't hear Amy's side, but
hello, friends.
She says hello, friends.
Neighbors.
And it's because she's mute. I'm sorry. Hi, how are you? How's it going? Merry Christmas, everybody. But, not Merry Christmas yet. Sorry.
Calm down. You didn't even give me a chance to tell you how I'm doing.
She's good, everybody. Just so you know. She's great. Anyway.
She's fine. I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, what is something that made you the happiest this week?
Oh,
wow, that's a great response.
Sorry. I forgot to really think about this question. Specifically this week. All right. I'm going to need you not to make fun of me for this one because I do have a good answer. Okay. I was so happy I was crying and tearing up. I don't know why. I don't
love those.
No, I have no idea what was wrong with me. It was yesterday, and we were watching. It was
after our conversation.
No, we were watching a movie. It was because of the movie. We were watching the movie Noelle. What? Yes, with Anna Kendrick, and I don't know why, but that movie hit me hard. Like all the sweet things like that she understood, like people who were speaking in different languages and like all the people that were just like not wanting materialistic things, but they were wanting like a job for their parents or like a roof over their heads and just like, and then like there was the part in it where the little girl was deaf and she only knew sign language and she like knew how to understand. It was really sweet. That's such a sweet movie, but I don't know. That movie made me tear up and it made me happy. I know that's not like a answer. That's great.
That is an answer. That's a good answer.
Also seeing the girls get excited over our elf Hangry came back and they were pretty excited about that too. Although
that's so exciting.
He was so comfortable, y'all. He was so comfortable in his spot that he came to on the first day that he didn't leave his spot. He was so comfortable in his spot that he didn't leave his spot this morning, and the girls were a little disappointed at it.
Well, you know what? That's okay.
But while we were at gymnastics, he moved his spots. He went to another spot and he left a note and he said that he was sorry that he didn't move spots and it was because that he was at the North Pole late drinking too much hot cocoa.
That will do it.
It will. What about you?
I need to turn my phone off. So I didn't really think about this, but like, Tuesday, Rick and I went to couples counseling for the first time, and coming out of it, like, your emotions are so raw and everything like that. But like, I was really happy that we're starting like the process. Like everyone, I think, like we talk about this all the time, how going to therapy is really important, but like I think couple counseling is also very important.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 12 years in, we're pretty solid, but just getting those like frustrations out.
Everyone
and
has
like
their issues.
Yeah, everyone has their issues. Like we're fine, but I think we needed someone to give us some tools on how to communicate and like so like just a few things that we keep running into. So I think that made me really happy. And this is going to sound so dumb. So every year for Christmas, since like, I don't know, year 5, going into like year 5 of our anniversaries, like being married for 5 years, I just started buying my own Christmas presents because I knew that I would be happy with what I got. And also, like, Rick was working so much, he never really had time to go to the store to get me anything. And so this year, I was on the phone with him and he was like, I need to figure out what to get so and so and so and so and so and so. And he's like, and I don't even know what to get you. And I was like, whoa. Like, that was kind of a big deal. Because he hasn't gotten me anything in years.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool and I felt really special. But then I was also worried, like, please don't get me something that I'm not.
No more cowgirl boots.
The last time he got me something was a box, like a big container box of yarn and yarn needles to knit because, okay, have I never told you this? Maybe I have.
I don't know. I remember hearing it.
Yeah. So one year I was knitting all of my daycare kids scarves for Christmas. And he thought that was my new hobby. And so he like individually wrapped all these different yarns, balls of yarn, and gave them to me. And like the tub was part of the gift too. It was so sweet, but I was like, oh, this is not a hobby I want. I wasn't good at it. But it was so sweet.
You could have knitted kitty sweaters. That is hilarious. I do remember now that you told me that. Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of, I mean, that was today, and that made me really happy. I was like, wow, like he really like
he's thinking of you like that.
He's thinking of me. Yeah. So, and normally I just get it for myself because I don't want to be disappointed. So, I'm not bashing on my husband, everyone, but
no,
he's a good soul. So, yeah,
he's pretty cool.
Yeah. Am I going first this week? I am, because you went first last week.
Who? Okie dokie.
Okay.
Wait, you were the second one? Okay, so yeah, then that's perfect, because then you can finish off your story, and then they can, like, catch right up.
Yeah.
Previously on. Anyway.
What's with the neighbors? We do every freaking week. It's like every other week, and I make it. And why do we do it? I hate it.
Do what?
We go like previously on What's with the Neighbors, or and we're live.
Oh,
why do we? I don't know. It's just dumb.
Anyway, my neighborhood story. This one starts out. This is from I think this is on Facebook or something. It says, at Bird Park, a bunch of kids no older than 8 or 9, I'd say, strapped fireworks to each other's pelvic areas and were jumping over a campfire to see whose would light first. This is not a crime. However, I do find it unsafe and disturbing.
Actually, normally it is illegal.
How did they get me as kids see? How did they see us? Those kids were raised like those are jackass kids.
But normally it is illegal to have a fire in a park. So unless it's like in a campfire and it's like it is allowed. But also, I have a question. What is a bird park? Is it like a dog park and you're taking your bird like on a harness and a leash? Fly, but only for so far.
That's what I was. But like we have like that bird thing here, that sanctuary park here, don't we? Isn't it?
Yeah, but yes, but it's not called a bird park. No, it's called.
I'm at the bird park. Everybody, let's go take our kids. Let's go take our birdies to this cage.
Let's take our pheasants to. Or finches to the bird park. Okay. So, you guys, this is my last episode for the 3-parter.
Amy's like, damn it, now I have to do work.
That's literally, I was thinking about that when I was setting up. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to have to do a story next week.
Although we may take a break at some point during the holiday season.
Yeah, we should. Okay. So this is the last of my 3-parter of the McDonald's strip search calls scams. So if you haven't heard any of them, you should probably go back the last 2 episodes, 109 and 110, and listen to them because you'll have no idea what I'm talking about.
It's a very good
recap. Story. Yeah, I do have to make a couple corrections in my correction corner I'm going to do in just a second, but a teenager was forced. We're kind of following like one of the main stories that came out about it, but we're following a young girl that was forced to strip search at a McDonald's by her managers, and she was sexually assaulted by her manager's fiance. And then they found out that this has been going on for like 12 years or something like that by throughout the United States. So the investigators were like narrowing in on this guy out of Panama City, and they found him. And he was he arraigned yet? I can't remember. No. But she was going after McDonald's, like the big thing, like the big corporation. And Donna
was... they didn't alert their employees that this was happening.
Correct. And Donna was, her manager was arraigned, and she was given 1 year in jail.
And the other lady wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. What was her name? The other manager was not arraigned. Donna was given 1 year 1 year probation. And the guy that sexually assaulted her was given like 1 year probation, and that made the girl upset because like he was originally going to get like 5 years or something for sexually assaulting her, and the judge like knocked it down and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Can you give me just a second, because I need to get my correction?
Yeah.
So I do want to make 2 corrections, and this is why. Because I listened to 2 podcasts, and I will say I was a little bit lazy about my research on the particular girl. Her name is not, I said her name was, did you watch the documentary?
Not yet.
Okay. I said her name was Laura Fletcher. And I don't know why I didn't question myself when I listened to the 2 episodes of this one podcast, and they used her name as Laura Fletcher. And then like when I was doing my research, I was thinking that this name that kept popping up was a different story. And so I watched this documentary, and everything that was being said in the documentary was not Laura Fletcher, but the story was lining up with the story that I've been telling of Laura Fletcher. So I realized that I missed it in the beginning. The podcast that I was going off of said, because I went back and listened to the beginning of it, they said that they changed her name to keep her privacy.
Oh, okay.
So her actual name is, oh shoot, I just lost it.
Because it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix, and they used her actual name. So I'm like, is this the same person but with a completely different,
right?
Same person, or is it like a different person with the same exact story? And I was like, no, there's no way. So I did some more research and realized her name is Louise Ogborn.
Okay.
and Mount Washington, and we're like, is that in Washington? I was like, I don't know.
No, it's not.
It's in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Was it Kentucky?
No.
Yeah, it's in Kansas.
Okay, I was about to say it's the other K state, because I remember I looked it up and I didn't want to say anything until we were done, and I forgot to tell you.
You should have said something.
I forgot.
Well, so because oh no, you're fine. You should have. Anyway, so those are my 2 corrections. In the story, I'm going to keep saying Laura because that's what I have down, and I don't want to confuse anybody that's been following along. Is that okay?
Yep. Absolutely. That makes sense.
Do you think that's fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but her actual name, I wanted to give credit to her. I wanted to give credit to her. It is Louise Ogborn. Ogborn. And I am so sorry for not catching that earlier and not realizing that it was 2 different people. Anyways, but I did watch the documentary and it was really good. So, and I feel like there was some other things that I got wrong in there, but I can't remember what they were. But they weren't big deals. Like the name was a big deal, but everything else is kind of, I mean, it's all hearsay, you know how those type of things go.
Yeah.
So Stewart's trial, this is the guy that
sexually assaulted her?
Oh
no,
my gosh.
That was Walter.
No, that was Walter. This is the guy that they caught.
Okay.
The guy that was doing the calls. Stewart's trial started on October 24, 2006 at the Bullock County Circuit Court. It had been 2.5 years since Laura Fletcher's assault.
Jeez.
The delaying courts proceeded and, or is it Walter Stewart? Oh, no. Stewart is the guy with the call. Sorry.
Okay. You're good. Now you're questioning yourself.
I know. So Stewart's trial started on October 24th, 2006 at the Bullock County Circuit Court. It had been 2.5 years since Laura Fletcher's assault. The delaying of the court's proceedings was to allow for the charges against Walter and Donna to be addressed first so that they could appear as witnesses against Stewart. In their opening address, the prosecution warned the jury that they would be hearing testimonies, would be hearing super bizarre testimonies that may be difficult to believe. Yet the court was assured that the phone records and the surveillance videos would prove that the defendant was guilty. So Stewart's attorney insisted that the allegations were false and that there was no evidence to support them. He claimed that the police had only charged his client because they were just desperate to make an arrest.
Okay.
Walter Nix took the stand and told the court that within minutes of speaking to the individual calling himself the Officer Scott, he felt as though the man had control of his mind. Walter described himself. Yeah, right. Walter described himself as easygoing, amenable to following authority figures. He discussed the tasks that Officer Scott wanted Laura to perform and explained how he had conveyed them on the officer's behalf. So he felt like he was actually doing these things for the officer because the officer could not do it.
But still, anyway.
I know. Under cross-examination by Stewart's attorney, Walter was asked whether he had eventually realized that the things he was doing had nothing to do with the police investigation. And Walter had simply done as instructed and described the caller as a smooth talker. Donna also testified. She claimed that she had spoken to 3 separate people on the phone, with the main individual being Officer Scott. In the background, she heard the steady sounds of police radios. Donna said that Officer Scott had known the names of several of her employees as well as the name of a customer in the restaurant. He claimed that he had the store's manager, Lisa Siddons, on the other line. Donna even thought she heard Lisa's voice in the background during the call. Now, mind you, he's making these phone calls from a payphone in a Walmart.
Exactly.
So maybe she was saying like that she was hearing the radio chat, but maybe it was actually like the Walmart intercoms.
Not aisle 7.
I don't understand. And then she didn't actually talk to 3 different people. So I don't understand what she's meaning by that. Because It's not like that guy is going to ask someone that's a bystander, be like, hey, can you talk to this person real quick and say that you're Lisa Siddons? No. So under cross-examination, Donna was asked whether she thought that the call would had been made from an outdoor payphone, as the prosecution was alleging. She said that it was not possible that that phone call was made from a payphone. So I really think that Donna and Walter doubled down on their
story
that this guy was on their story, which is really sad because this is just helping the defendant.
Yeah, exactly. You're lying. You're letting a bad guy get away with things that he shouldn't have gotten away with.
Exactly.
But question, could he have been on can you do 3-way calls with a payphone? Like, what if he was on a 3-way call and had just background noise? I don't know.
That's a good question.
What if he had someone helping him?
I'm going to say I doubt it, only because during that time, 3-way calls, I'm thinking about my parents' phone when I was that age, around 14, and I wish that I had a 3-way phone call ability.
You can make 3-way phone calls then. We used to make 3-way phone calls all the time as kids.
But not all phones had it.
Right, the capabilities of it, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible, yeah.
So I'm going to assume that the cities aren't paying for payphones to have 3-way capabilities.
Yeah, that's 2 calls in one, and you have to pay for 1 call in a payphone, so maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So it's possible, but I don't know. So Mount Washington investigator Detective Buddy Stump was asked how the scammer could have known employee and customer names. He replied to that he didn't know, as investigators were never able to verify those allegations. Laura Fletcher, who was now 20 years old, testified on the second day of the trial. Donna had claimed that she gave Laura the choice to be searched at the restaurant or to be taken into custody, and Laura had opted to stay at McDonald's. Laura refuted this, saying that she had begged to be taken to the police station in the hopes that the matter could be sorted out there. So Donna's like, oh, well, I gave her the option, and she said she wanted to stay at McDonald's. And
she's
Laura's
also
like,
a kid.
I begged her. Yeah.
Yeah. She was also a kid. Didn't know what was best. So when prosecutor asked why she never tried to leave the office, Laura explained that she felt she couldn't, as she was naked and feared Walter might hurt her. She also depended on the job to support her family and was terrified of losing it, as her father was an Air Force veteran and she had been raised to respect and obey her elders and authority figures. Laura said that she pleaded for Donna to help her on multiple occasions, but was ignored. While relaying the details of her ordeal to the court, Laura noted that there were gaps in her memory, as she had blanked out some aspects of the assault, which is totally normal. Yeah.
At least she's up there.
It's like a protective mechanism or something that happens in our brain.
Your brain is protecting you. Yeah. So Detective Vector, fight or flight?
I don't know.
So Detective Victor Flotley told Detective Victor Flotley told the court that Stewart had made the cryptic remark stating, "Amen, it's over," during their initial conversation. Stewart's attorney insisted that the comment made at the end of the interrogation, and it was an expression of relief that the interrogation was over. But the thing is that I don't think it was done at the end. Maybe it was. I wasn't there, but I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
So, because he also said, was anybody hurt? And the officer said, no, but there's going to be mental trauma. And he said, thank God it's over.
Yeah.
So why would you say that after that? Anyways.
Exactly.
So the defense attempted to cast doubt by pointing out that no one had seen Stewart at the payphone where the 3-hour call to the Mount Washington McDonald's was made from. But there was surveillance. There was video camera, CCTV. So it doesn't matter if no one saw him. It was a camera had him on video doing it.
Wait, so they did have actual like footage of him there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. That's evidence.
And then they also had the footage of him buying the calling card at the other Walmart.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
so
stupid.
I don't know. They also pointed out that although a prepaid calling card linked to several scam calls was found in Stewart's home in Panama City, it was not the one used to contact Mount Washington's McDonald's. So Thomas Sims, a maintenance worker who had put a stop to Laura's ordeal, testified that Laura had stated she was going to get a big check as a result of what she had been through. Thomas admitted that he never told the police about this remark and only repeated it to McDonald's corporate officials who had interviewed him later.
Of course.
So I don't know. I think
what are they trying to make?
This is my opinion.
She just wants money for it.
Yeah. So chances are she was having a conversation with him. This was months after the whole thing, and she was like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna sue them, and I'm gonna get a big check for it."
Yeah, I would too. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with
like,
saying
I'm gonna
that.
get something positive out of this terrible situation. Like, yes, like you have footage. They have footage of her getting sexually assaulted in there. So yeah, of course she's traumatized. Of course she went through terrible things. You can see it right there. So yeah, she might want a cut of something.
Yeah,
leave her be.
But
let her
of
go
course
get some
they're
therapy.
making it. They're making it sound like she was
just in it for the money.
Mm-hmm. So Stewart's legal team used this testimony to theorize that Laura had orchestrated the attack as in a scam to obtain a large sum of money.
So all the rest of the attacks as well were also her thing?
It was all Laura. Yeah,
oh my
right?
Gosh.
So Laura's attorney told the media that the accusations that her client was involved in her own assault was ridiculous and a desperate suggestion. It was in his closing argument, Stewart's lawyer told the jury that his client was nothing more than a fall guy for the police, stating they came to an exclusion, then they went about looking for the facts to support it. Okay. So on Tuesday, October 31st, the jury of 6 men and 6 women retired to consider their verdict. They returned to the court less than 2 hours later. And so David Stewart closed his eyes, bowed his head as a not guilty verdict was read aloud.
Oh my gosh.
The jury had acquitted him of all the charges. When he was permitted to leave the courtroom, Stewart left in silence with his family. He refused to speak with the press. Stewart's attorney celebrated the acquittal and told journalists it was the result of what evidence the prosecution had. But prosecutor Mark Mann said he was certain police had found the right person. He pointed out that there had been no further strip search scams since Stewart was arrested 2.5 years earlier. Law enforcement agencies in their jurisdictions across the country had been waiting to see how the trial against Stewart panned out. For many of the scam calls that occurred prior to Laura Fletcher's assault, the only crime Stewart could have been charged with was a misdemeanor. So they're waiting to see if the hammer would come down on him, whether or not to attempt to charge him with the other calls.
Right.
So they're like, it's not worth it because, this was a felony and he didn't even get charged. So what's the point of trying with these misdos?
Yeah.
So Extradition from another state would not have been permitted under those circumstances with the misdemeanors as well. So you can only be extradited with a felony. So they're like, it's not worth it.
That sucks.
So after the jury in Bullock County, Kentucky, it was Kentucky where they were.
Oh, you were right the first time.
It's not Kansas. Yeah. Okay. Kentucky found Stewart not guilty. There was no further charges with him for any other cases throughout the United States, which there was more than 70, Brie.
Jeez.
Laura Fletcher was seeking more than $200 million in damages from McDonald's. She was suing the $9 billion corporation for assault, battery, sexual harassment, and failure to train. Her attorneys allege that McDonald's failed to protect Laura by neglecting to warn staff about the ongoing hoaxes. The company had been aware of the issue for at least 2 years prior to her ordeal. There had been about 30 other scam calls to McDonald's restaurants throughout the country that involved girls and young women being assaulted and forced to strip in front of others. The corporation had been taken to court in 4 different states. Settlements had been made in all of these cases, but Laura was the first one to take it to trial.
Good for you, Laura.
In addition to suing McDonald's, Laura sued assistant managers Donna and Kim Dockery, as well as David Stewart. Stewart responded with a letter that wrote, in part, I realized your notice, but I mean in no way I'm responsible. I feel bad for your loss because I am a victim as well. I lost my job, my home, and my car all over something I did not do.
Well, he still is as well.
Oh my gosh. He asked people to do naughty things to her.
I mean, like, I guess there are worse criminals that we've talked about that I'm glad that they're behind bars. And
yeah.
Like, but at the same time, like, the mental damage that he has done to people.
Yeah.
Like, you have to live with yourself now. And now you get to watch a Netflix documentary about how crappy you are.
Do you think he watched it?
I hope so.
I don't.
Oh, man. What a piece of garbage.
I wish that it showed that he lost his wife too. I would have divorced the crap out of him. The second I found out about the charges
Stewart?
against him, I'd be like, yeah, Stewart. Yeah, he had a wife and 2 kids, or has.
How did I miss that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would have absolutely divorced that mother.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh. So, Louisville newspaper, the Courier Journal, revealed that Florida property records indicated that Stewart had not lost his trailer where he resided, but he had deeded it to his wife for $100. So he said he lost his family or his job, his car, and his home. He did not. He did not lose it. He gave it to his wife for $100 so he wouldn't lose it if anything came to him.
Oh my gosh.
Donna filed a cross complaint against McDonald's for $50 million. She claimed that they had failed to warn store managers about the hoax. Her case would be presented alongside Laura's. In response, McDonald's asserted that Laura was the victim of a malicious hoax by individuals not representing McDonald's. They blamed Donna and Walter for the incident, as well as Laura herself. McDonald's insisted
she was a minor.
I know. McDonald's
right?
insisted
She was a
that
minor, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She was 16. McDonald's insisted that all 3 should have realized the call was a scam.
She was a child.
A child. A literal child. And
yes.
you're blaming her. Like, McDonald's.
Like, oh, I don't know if I'm being raped or not. Like you think that she should know? Oh, I don't know if this cop is telling me that I need to. That's a child.
She shouldn't have to know that. That's what adults are for.
Yes.
So that they can protect the children. That is what the manager is for, to protect her employees. And that's what McDonald's is for, to overhear and have an umbrella over all of their places,
yeah,
employees and managers. It's on McDonald's, not the child, not the victim.
No.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Yeah, that Donna and Walter should have gotten in a lot more trouble.
They should have.
Not just probation.
I honestly feel
and the fact that she
like
wanted to get money out of it. How dare you? You are
right?
are scum. Like, you
That's
piece
disgusting.
of trash.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I think that the judge for Walter and Donna, I think that because they didn't have any priors, like, I get it, but also, like, he raped this girl, right?
A child.
And so why should he have to only... He still did the thing. What is the murder?
Sorry, continue.
Murderers, they, like... What is his... Ted Bundy? He didn't have any priors.
Yeah, exactly.
And he still killed. You start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if he did it to her, he's going to do it to someone else now. You guys just let a guilty man walk free. Well, you let 3 guilty people walk.
Mm-hmm. What was your question?
So, she was a minor, and he was an adult. And they saw him touching her. So, how did he not get, like, as a sex... Is he a sex offender? He's not a registered sex offender?
We covered this last week.
Did we? I sure hope
yeah,
there's a
but
red
I'm not
dot on his
remembering.
house.
Eventually, his lawyers negotiated another plea deal in February. Walter pleaded guilty to charges of sexual assault, sexual misconduct, and unlawful imprisonment in exchange for 5 years in prison. The new agreement required for him to serve time, register as a sex offender, and to testify as a witness at the pending. So he was. Why did we think that he only got... Because he originally was only going to get probation, and then they were like, nah, you're doing 5 years. That's why.
But he didn't end up getting those 5 years, right? Or was that Stewart?
He did.
That was Stewart that didn't get anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm like, it's because we've been doing it over 3 weeks, and we have to, like, recap.
I know.
Dang.
So, I mean, I'm glad that he got 5 years. Sorry, everyone. We were getting mad over nothing. So McDonald's insisted that all 3 should have realized that this was a crime, right? So, or a scam. They also stated that strip searches had been against the company policy since 2001, and Donna should have known that this, as it was mentioned in the store manual. Bro, no one reads the store manual, first off.
Yeah,
I get that. Secondly, why do we have to put that in a policy?
Yeah. Why can't that just be, like, mental, like...
That should be common knowledge.
Yeah. Stupid.
After a lengthy discovery period in which 57 depositions were obtained from more than multiple witnesses, the trial commenced in the Bullock County Circuit Court on September 10th, 2007. McDonald's had withheld 16 boxes of evidence regarding prior hoaxes from the plaintiffs on the grounds that handed them over would violate attorney-client privilege. So they're like, we have these 16 boxes, but you don't get it until it's time. A judge forced them, though, to surrender the material the evening before the trial began, which is so crappy.
Yeah.
The case had received national attention, and consequently, it was difficult to find jurors who were unfamiliar with it. Out of 110 potential jurors, eventually the pool was narrowed down to 15, including 3 alternates. The first witness for the plaintiffs, Donald, U.S. Security Manager, who testified via video link about the other scam calls the company received between 1994 and 2004. He said that the company realized that there was a problem in 2001 after franchises began reporting the incident. A top attorney for McDonald's conceded that the warning about the calls was inadequate. Managers weren't told about the scam calls because the corporation didn't want to discourage them from cooperating with genuine law enforcement officers.
But there's, of course, well, they're still going to cooperate with normal law officers. Like, they don't have to, like, do anything over the phone. The officers can come to the restaurant. Like,
Yep.
They just know what signals and what warnings to be known of. Like, where's a red flag? Like, hey, if the officer says, like, you know, they can't come to the restaurant and you have to do all these things yourself, then it's probably fake. Like,
Yeah.
give them some, like, red flags to look out for.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so shitty.
Yeah. So, expert witness Barry Collins, who is a social psychologist from the University of California, told the court that one of the calls were likely made by a single perpetrator, as they all shared an identical method and signature. He said that the perpetrator was someone who enjoyed being in control and clothes and derived some sexual pleasure from his exploits. Professor Collins explained that the managers who fell for the scam were won over gradually. The caller would compliment and encourage the managers and assure them that they were doing the right thing. His trivial requests slowly escalated to more outrageous demands. Collins testified that if McDonald's had been serious about putting a stop to the incidents, they could have done so, as they had intense training programs set up on a range for other matters. So Alicia Trist, who had examined Laura, testified that she would suffer post-traumatic stress disorder for the rest of her life. She also said that Laura was also fearful of strangers and struggled with intimacy. On Thursday, September 20th, Laura Fletcher began what would end up being a 6-hour testimony. She broke down in tears as she discussed the assault and its long-standing impact on her, including her struggle to conceal her pain, shame, humiliation from friends and family. When asked where she thought responsibility for the incident lay, she replied, McDonald's. When it was time for Donna to take the stand, she wept and admitted that she had considered taking her own life due to ongoing feelings of guilt. Donna said she prayed for Laura daily, but acknowledged that she hadn't asked enough questions when the scammer called. She insisted that McDonald's, she insisted that McDonald's had never trained her on the matter or made it clear that the strip searches were a violation of company policy. Do you think that because the policy went into effect in 2001 and this call started in 1994, do you think that they put that in the policy as
probably
because they knew of the calls?
Let's cover our asses. Yes, probably.
Yeah. But then also didn't say hey, this is a policy.
Let's not brief everybody on this new policy.
Yeah. When asked when she left her fiance alone with a naked teenager, Donna said that she believed that Walter was kind and gentle, and she said she would have trusted him with her own daughter. In their opening statement, McDonald's blamed Donna, right? McDonald's blamed Donna for the assault by saying that if she hadn't violated company policy by bringing Walter into the manager's office, then this would have never happened.
That's true. Those floors are greasy.
The company denied the assertion that they had not sufficiently warned staff about the scams. A few days before Laura's assault on April 9th, 2004, a voice message about the calls were sent to McDonald's managers all over the country. One of the company's human resources executives testified that Donna's exercised poor judgment over a long period of time and noted that she didn't have authority to remove Laura's clothes or invite a non-employee to the back of the restaurant. No crap.
Yeah, really?
Associates list and psychologists were who were paid as an expert witness by McDonald's contradicted the plaintiff's psychiatrist by saying that Laura's trauma was not permanent.
What? Who are you to say that?
Yeah. One even suggested that she had grown stronger as the result of her assault. It's gonna happen to you. Now you're stronger.
Yeah, it's fine. You're good.
You're great.
You can get raped anytime and you're gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine. Next time it happens to you, you're just gonna be like, oh, that happened. Okay.
That was nothing. It's like a shot.
The defense also argued that Laura now had a happy life with a long-term boyfriend and as a well-paid job at a legal firm. Just because of what's happening in your life now does not give it permission, does not excuse the fact that what happened to you happened.
Yeah. But you know what? It sounds like she took something up. She did take a piece of this and turned her life around. Like the whole, the whole Alice situation. Like now you work in law because you wanted to do good for the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you wanted to be close to these types of things. So maybe that's why she went into
a legal firm.
Yeah,
because she wanted to be a nurse. Yeah, she was going to be a nurse at first.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also you're allowed to have a long-term boyfriend even if something bad happened to you.
Yeah, it's okay.
But they're saying oh, well, your life is so great now, so obviously it's not affecting you.
Yeah. Whatever.
So,
shut up.
Mount Washington McDonald's manager appeared on behalf of the defense. She said she had received the company's voicemail about the scammer, but hadn't passed it on to her assistant managers because she didn't think it was important, Brie. We're talking about Lisa.
Was this the other one?
This was the manager that was asleep when they got the call.
That was supposed to be
Lisa,
on the phone.
Yeah. She also added, anyone dumb enough to fall for it shouldn't be a manager at McDonald's. But also, I mean, yes. But also as a manager, if you get a voice message about something that's happening to other McDonald's, maybe pass it along.
Yep.
So, on cross-examination, I'm almost done. On cross-examination, they explained that the voicemail had been vague. It merely referred to a caller asking for employees to be detained and mentioned nothing about strip searches. When asked if she would have treated the voicemail more seriously had she known what sort of abuses the caller was demanding, Lisa answered yes and burst into tears. Lisa had worked for McDonald's since 1981, but said she was unfamiliar with its policy bearing the strip searches. So clearly, this was not something that McDonald's...
It was not. They were not aware of it.
Yeah.
Which, again, Lisa, common sense, but at the same time, y'all should, make this, a pretty important bullet if you know that stuff like this is happening.
Hey, we updated our policy. It's about strip searches. Please brief your employees about it. Great. Cool. Thank you. Clearly that didn't happen. She also said that the company had never trained anybody on the policy like we just talked about, and it was only one of the many listed in a 1,000-page manual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The trial concluded after 4 weeks. The jury of 8 women and 4 men were given 31 pages of instructions and 12 possible verdicts to consider. After deliberating for 13 hours, the jury found in favor of Laura's lawsuit. So they agreed to her lawsuit.
Okay.
They assigned half of the blame for her assault to the scammer and the other half to McDonald's. Laura was awarded a total of $6.1 million. This included $1.1 million in damages and $5 million in punitive damages. The jury attached a note to their verdict imploring McDonald's to offer more employee training on sexual harassment and scam calls. It was later revealed that the jury had taken so long deliberating because they had been unable to agree on how much money Laura should receive. One juror wanted to award her $1 million while another wanted to give her just $1, which that person sounds like a piece of crap.
Yeah.
The jury also awarded $1.1 million to Donna. Kim Dockery, the other assistant manager who had been on duty at the time of Laura's assault, was exonerated of any responsibility. Laura burst into tears upon hearing the verdict and hugged her mother and grandparents. She also embraced Donna, and the two expressed their happiness for each other. Laura later told the press that she planned to use the money to go to law school, as her original college plans had been derailed by her assault. Her lawyer described the verdict as a complete rejection of McDonald's claim that they bear no responsibility to Laura or other employees who had been victims of the strip search scams. Donna told the media it was never about the money. It was about getting the truth out that McDonald's knew all along what was going on. Donna, you didn't even need to file a lawsuit. Like, that was going to happen with Laura's.
Yeah,
but all right.
Exactly. Yep.
This was a complete vindication. McDonald's issued a statement that they would be considering whether or not to appeal the findings. As we've stated previously, this malicious hoax was perpetrated by individuals who do not represent our brand. What happened to Laura was wrong and should never happen to anyone. McDonald's soon lodged the appeal. More than 2 years later, the Kentucky Courts of Appeals ruled that they were upholding the jury's decision, so they denied that appeal. A 3-judge panel found that McDonald's legal department had been fully aware of this scammer, but made a continuous decision not to train or warn employees or managers about the call. Dude, you're going to love this. Despite upholding the decision, the judge deemed that the jury, some awarded to the Donna, had been excessive. Her payout was reduced from $1.1 million to $500,000.
Oh, but that's still a lot of money.
Yeah. McDonald's was also awarded to pay, you're going to love this. McDonald's also was ordered to pay a further $2.4 million in attorney fees for Laura. That's what's up.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You shouldn't have submitted that appeal. Because if they didn't submit the appeal, none of that would have happened.
Yeah.
So Laura, they're like, and also, since you thought that you were cute and wanted to appeal, you can pay more. Laura, who had since become a mother, did not attend the appeal in person. Instead, one of her lawyers attended and said to the media on her behalf that she was thrilled to learn the verdict. McDonald's then decided to appeal the decision at the Kentucky Supreme Court in 2010. So I just want you to know that these type of cases, normally you don't get your payout until every appeal has been like, you can appeal so many times within so many years, and you have to exhaust all of those appeals before you get your money.
Okay.
So she doesn't have this money yet.
So you get it all in like one big lump sum once everything's finally done.
I would assume so, yeah. But you have to exhaust all the appeals. There has to be time for those appeals to happen. So in 2010, while the petition was still pending, Laura settled with the company for an undisclosed amount, and McDonald's withdrew their second appeal. So
smart.
That's it.
Wow.
That is the McDonald's scam.
I am so glad that she got something out of that.
Yeah, we don't know how
bullshit.
much, but
over $1 million. That was a good story. Now I definitely want to watch that documentary. I probably will since Josh isn't here.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I didn't watch it because I either wanted him to watch it because I know he would like it, or because he likes those kinds of documentaries sometimes. Like a couple weeks ago, he got a hair up his butt and wanted to watch that famous guy from like a TikTok or something that did or a Vine. It was like a smash, the axe wielding hitchhiker. Have you never heard of him?
No.
You should watch it. It's pretty good. It's a true crime doc.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right now I'm rewatching Jersey Shore.
Oh, I've never watched Jersey Shore. I want to watch the Kardashians as well.
I watched, the reason why was I watched, like a 2020 special, that type of like interview with the situation and like his drug addiction and stuff like that. And so it made me, like I watched that because it just like came on and I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch Jersey Shore now that I'm like
Made you
a
wanna
grown
watch it?
adult. Yeah. And like I'm watching, I'm like, y'all are so dumb.
Do you think that they're stupid? Yeah, now that you're a grown adult. And like
Yeah.
back in the day, you were like, oh my God, I totally want to go party with them.
I mean, I definitely thought they were dumb then, but like I was like, man, that they're like living the life. And now
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think I told you that I'm rewatching the OC right now and I haven't watched it. That was
yeah.
it's really weird, but whenever I was going through a rough time and my teens, when things were going down in my life, it was a very big coping show. And I rewatched it a lot. And I loved the OC because I felt like I could I had a lot in common with the situation that happened in the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, but now that I'm watching it as an adult and I haven't watched it in years, I side with the parents a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn, these kids are brats.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the mom, Marissa's mom, Julie Cooper, she goes a little over things, but she does it to protect her daughter. She's but you know, she loves her daughter and she'll do anything for her. Even like marry really rich billionaires. You know,
gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, who is ready for another haunted eBay segment?
Me.
All right. So, I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. I sent you the pictures.
Yeah.
So, before I read them, I want you to describe what you see in the picture before I read it. So, it's going to go from left to right. I forgot to number them.
Okay.
Left to right, left to right, left to right. Yeah.
I'm describing all of them?
Just describe the first one, and I will go over it.
Okay, so this... Do you hear what's going on behind me? Okay.
No.
This doll is a one of a kind. It's made out of wood, carved to absolute destruction. He is wearing a hat. It looks like he has a straw hat. He has straw for hair, and he has the widest jaw I have ever seen in any dolls. He also has a nose that looks like it has been eaten, possibly by mice. He has rosy cheeks. He has very long eyebrows. And he is wearing what looks like it could be a cultural rice uniform for those that worked out in rice paddy fields. Along with
perfect.
Looks like a pink scarf.
Like an ascot? All right. Perfect. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
So
I'm so happy you made me describe that.
You're gonna have to do that for all of them. So get ready. It's kind of long, so all of them are kind of long. Okay. So this one is titled Haunted Vessel, Active Spirit, Star, Evil, asterisk, whatever. Okay. Condition used. Price is $80. Item description.
Oh
Introducing Leo. Hold on, let me zoom in on here. Introducing Leo. He was discovered with our sinister totems in a house slated for demolition. A house that once belonged to a professional puppeteer.
Ooh.
Nestled within the world of the performing arts, a highly skilled puppeteer found his haven in an old, charming house where creativity knew no bounds. Among his creations, one puppet harbored an enigmatic presence that transcended mere craftsmanship, unknowingly serving as a conduit for a profoundly sinister spirit. This entity exerted its influence in ways that defied understanding, ultimately leading the puppeteer down a tragic path. In an unforeseeable turn of events during what should have been an ordinary rehearsal at a local theater, a stage light plummeted from its suspension, abruptly ending the life of the puppeteer's own brother.
Oh
The
my
puppeteer,
gosh.
burdened by grief, never recovered emotionally, and the demon sapped him of his remaining life force. Leo's character is a complex fusion of a seemingly benevolent facade and the unnerving emergence of his sinister side during interactions. He is manipulative, snide, and revels in creating an uncomfortable atmosphere within our home.
Oh,
So buy him.
So
He's
buy
super
it.
uncomfortable, but buy him. He's great, really. He's great. So I think he's a puppet.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, he must be a puppet. But yeah, he's really great. He's on eBay, guys, and his name is Leo. So
And he's only $80
he's only $80
per,
What a
just in
steal.
time for Christmas.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas, this one is titled
Speaking of Christmas.
Two Haunted Heads, Highly Active Japanese Demonic Santas. Rare, authentic, and evil.
So these ones,
sorry.
You're good. So they look like, honestly, what I would think, if they didn't have their hats on them, they would look like salt and pepper shakers.
That's what
That's
I thought
kind
too.
of- Yeah, but they're like ceramic like that, or maybe glass. They have cloth Santa hats on them, with little bells on the top of them. Santa looks like the jolly Saint Nick that you would see in any type of like salt and pepper shaker type of ordeal. It's just his head though. Mrs. Claus has got something going on with her eyeglasses. They are
Floating?
on her cheeks. Yeah, they're floating on her cheeks. And also it goes into her skin a little bit.
Yeah.
Over her nose. Her eyes are closed, just like Saint Nick's. Santa honestly looks high.
He does. He looks like Buddha.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But that's the best way to describe them. Like, I would think that they would be like salt and pepper shakers if they didn't have the hats on them.
I agree.
So
that now that you mentioned that. So, the condition is described as used. The price of them are $33.33. That is a steal, my friends.
I'm sorry. Why didn't they just do 6?
Right? I know.
What's with the 33 cents?
33. Come on. Don't be stingy. Just round it up and round it down. Whatever.
Yeah.
Item description. Seller notes include these two demonic ceramic spirit vessels of the Sandys are in fair condition. Each vessel has minor scratches along the paint on the various surfaces. They are being offered at a low price. Don't let their humble vessels fool you. These two are trouble and will bring delight to any chaotic magician or those who enjoy working with demons. Happy hunting! Okay, so I have a little bit more. The spirit names are the Sandys. The historical era they have is Japan, ancient, unknown. Offerings is they crave hot peppers. Activity type, shrieking in the night. I don't know. Activity type, shrieking in the night, knocking things down, and you might have some bad dreams.
Naughty Santa.
So great. Sandys. The skill level, advanced level only, please. Yeah, so if you haven't beaten level 6, this is not for you.
Not for you.
Spirit type, demonic. Alignment, negative energy, whatever that means. Material and size, ceramic heads of Mr. and Mrs. Claus, each approximately 3 inches tall and 3 inches wide. Triggers, most active at 3 a.m. And okay with small children? Absolutely not.
No, because no Santa's okay with children. Clearly.
Not unless you sit on his lap. And that is the Sandies. And those
Oh
can
my
be
gosh.
found on eBay, everybody.
Just in
So
time for
check 'em
Christmas
out.
decorations.
Just in time for Christmas decorations, yes.
Can I buy it and then gift it to somebody?
Not to me, but yes.
Not to me.
All right, item number 3. Go ahead and describe what you see, Amy.
Okay, so remember like in the early 2000s when every mom had the Italian bistro looking kitchens?
Yes.
So this is a bassinet that has that bistro yellow
And red.
and red wallpaper on it. It has like grapes and grapevines and
Roses.
that's roses, very bistro early 2000s wallpaper paint on this wooden rocking bassinet.
It's beautiful. It's one of a kind.
One of a kind. That's all I got for you.
All right, that was perfect. Okay. So, it is titled as Haunted Active Powerful Spirit Couple with Multiple Abilities. Condition is used. The price is $500.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Pay for something haunted. The description. This is a larger vessel, and I've loved having them in my home every second. This is a married couple whose names are Liam and Karen. The reason for this vessel is they lost their life in a car accident, and Karen was 16 weeks pregnant at the time.
Oh no.
This vessel resembles the crib Liam and Karen wanted for their little one. They were always the odd couple that people often looked at as freaky. Both were obsessed with unique things, and the more darkness to it, the better. Not many people enjoyed being in their homes was decked out with scary decor, oddities, dolls, and mannequins. They had freaky taste, but both were successful. They had went through years of treatment to conceive when it finally happened. The family worried for Karen because of her connection with the dead. They felt this was associated with bad and demonic and feared the baby would be born with demon traits, which was insane to think in such a way. Yeah. Sadly, Liam and Karen never met their baby they tried so hard for. This couple is rather interesting because one of them literally shows you very important events in the future so you can avoid or be ready. The other one helps you keep protected from all spirits that surround us. They are also overly protective of children in a good way. A perfect example of this is when my son was riding his bike and a car was going around the corner flying bat-high speeds. Out of nowhere, my son was pushed off to the side and fell off, but a couple of feet from being hit. I took to them. I think they meant to say spoke to them. I spoke to them and asked if this was them, and they did confirm this.
Oh, that's cool.
Or they're taking credit for the wind. I don't know. So yeah, that was a nicer one.
That was
Liam
nice.
and Karen and their unborn baby. So sad.
That is sad.
All right. Item number 4.
Okay. So this is a very typical oval Sipa?
Surfa? Sipa?
No. Sipa?
Is that
like
you say Cynthia?
It's Simpia.
The filter.
Yeah, Simpia.
Okay.
I think I'm almost positive it's Simpia.
It's like a Western.
Yeah, like a Western type of oval photo of a middle-aged woman that looks like you just told her that her green bean casserole is the worst thing that you have ever had in your entire life. Her name is definitely Mary Jo. And she is wearing a dress that goes up to like it buttons up at her neck, with like lace embroidered at the like chest with very poofy sleeves. She scares me, Brie.
She does me too.
Okay. She looks so angry, but like condescendingly angry.
What did you say her name was?
Mary Jo.
Okay. Well, all right. So it's titled Vintage Haunted Photo, 1800s Fran. Condition used.
Definitely. She's definitely a Fran.
Yeah, I agree. Price $120 and it's on sale. That's on sale, guys. So go get it while it's hot. All right, description. Meet Fran. This haunted photo is very active when it comes to having feelings and emotions happening when looking into the photo and holding it, to seeing objects slightly move near the photo. Activity will light up divination tools and feelings of being watched. Her energy has been very intense working with her at times. I feel pressure on my chest and slightly difficulty breathing and my heart racing. She can be very intense to work with. She is very respectful around my husband, but when it comes to communication with me, she is very traditional in a sense that she can be judgmental towards me, with my role being a wife and what I should and shouldn't do around my household. She tells me I'm the one that always needs to cook and clean the house. She is very old-fashioned that way.
Fran saying that.
This is absolutely Fran. Typical.
Such a typical Fran.
Her picture is like perfect. Fran is a spirit from the 1800s and is a very traditional woman. She is married, had 3 children, raised them, and did the typical duties of a woman in that era would do, taking care of the household. She dislikes cats, but tells me she likes dogs. She is very active when she wants to make her presence known. She has been telling me she is wanting to be rehomed. She's like, I don't like it here. Send me somewhere else.
This place is dirty.
This is annoying. She needs a keeper that is understanding of her era and help her understand that times have changed and things aren't the same as they used to be. I feel Fran at times needs to be lightened up, as I feel she is very uptight and strict with what she believes is right and wrong. Fran has given me very intelligent responses with light up divination tools. She is very intelligent spirit that is able to give quick responses to answer and voice her opinion. She tells me she passed at age 70. I believe the cause was something to do with her chest area. Fran's photo is 8 by 6 inches. Keep in mind this photo is very old. It is vintage. Handle with care. She doesn't want to be placed in a bedroom. She made that very clear when I had her. She made that very clear when I had her the first day in my home. As she finds the bedroom needs to be private. I suggest keeping her around the living room with a bullet light near her photo, as she will turn that on when she is wanting to grab your attention. Fran can light up the bullet lights extremely well. She can communicate well with the pendulum, spirit board, and dowsing rods.
Wow.
She doesn't want to be in the bedroom.
She actually
she don't want to see anybody do it. She does. She sounds very picky, though. Very particular. Yeah. Offerings, candles, 1800s music, wants and needs. Be respectful towards her, keep her photo safe, acknowledge her, communicate with divination tools, have a bullet light working at all times. Communication with Fran works with pendulums, dowsing rods, telepathic, bullet light. Paranormal activity turns on the bullet light, makes you feel her pain, can cause chest being pushed and hard to breathe, very intense energy, slight movement of objects, feelings of being watched. And if you feel drawn to Fran, you will know it. You will feel you both belong together. You might see her listing pop up a lot and feel a calling towards it. She may even visit you while you are reading this, listing. She may, hold on, let me say this a little louder. She may even visit you while you're reading this listing and might nudge you to purchase her. Anyone?
I don't believe that.
Anyone get anything from Fran?
That person just wants her to. So they're like, oh, suddenly I want to buy her.
Come on, get her out of my house. She's so annoying about my cooking. She does not accept grilled cheese. It's not good enough for her.
Only shepherd's pie.
Only shepherd's pie. So that's all I'm going to tell you about Fran, because I forgot how long her thing was. Okay. But,
how much is she? 300?
120. She's on sale.
120.
She's on
Oh, that's
sale,
right.
guys. She's 120. Another sign that you should buy Fran. And if you buy Fran, let us know how she's doing because we want to know. She
Yeah.
sounds really not cool. Anyway,
item. But she doesn't sound scary.
She doesn't sound terrible. The fact that she kind of like makes you not be able to breathe is a little
that's kind of scary,
unnerving, but it's cool. It's fine. I can't breathe anyway, so it's fine. Item number 5.
So this one, I've seen this doll before. I can't remember. I almost want to say that like my grandma used to have a doll like this. It's one of those dolls where the head is ceramic or glass, and then like the rest of the body is like plush. His eyes are closed. Everything is painted on his face. He's got curly little blonde hair, like little curls coming out of his hat. He's got like a little hood on his head. He's wearing like a Christmassy outfit. It's all red with white little mittens and then little puffs down the center of his chest. His eyes are closed. He's got little rosy cheeks and he's just a happy smiling baby.
He's kind of cute.
He is cute. I've seen this doll before.
There's definitely a theme here, Christmassy. Tried to find some Christmassy things. Okay, so this one is titled Authentic Demonic Possessed Doll.
Oh, cool.
Yay. Real, satanic, haunted, extremely dangerous, condition used, price $300.
Oh.
Description, rare, vintage, and possessed. Vintage, guys. Vintage. That's why Amy's seen it. And pretty great condition, too. I have only seen one similar doll in a lot worse condition from around the time of 1940, possibly even 1906. That's a really big time frame, by the way.
That is
1940, 1906. That's like 40-year difference. Anyway. Has had a couple owners who have both said they experienced continuous paranormal events. The first owner had it a long time and has since passed away. The last owner purchased it actually for the Christmas holiday and was shocked when she experienced paranormal events right away. She didn't believe the previous owner's warnings, like happy holidays. She didn't believe the previous owner's warnings. She and her family didn't know how and were too scared to get rid of it, so they sold it to me. It will usually communicate using a spirit board, pendulum, or just make noises around itself and other areas of the house. I've heard growls and seen some things move around it. I would recommend getting a case for it and keep it inside of it. Please feel free to message me with any questions or if you would like any additional photos. Please save my account to stay updated on more dolls and other items I sell. Per eBay, I must state this is a tangible item for sale, and we are not responsible for any paranormal activity that may or may not occur. This includes unfortunate events, hospitalizations, or even death. Entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Amanda F., owner of Haunted Doll Museum. That was on eBay. Amanda with Haunted Doll Museum.
No.
All right,
he can stay with Amanda.
Yeah, I'm not cool. I'm not cool with that one. The last and final one.
Okay, so I'm not. Okay, I see what this is now. This is like kind of reminds me of like a pencil box or a cigar box.
Mm-hmm.
It has like a little lock on it. It's wooden. It's black with a gold outline, crest. And then it has a gold crest, on it with a lion and a knight, a sword, and some symbol. And then it looks like the lock on it has been like someone spilled wax on it, is what it looks like. I mean, I guess it's to not open it.
Yeah, it's purpose.
So, yeah.
There's a lot of those kinds of things on eBay, by the way. These kinds of boxes, or they're just completely dipped in like layers of wax so people won't open them. Whoa. All right, so this one is titled Haunted Paranormal Estate 11-inch Leather Dybbuk Box. malicious evil.
Oh.
Oh, malicious evil? Question mark. Nightmares.
Evil?
Condition used. Price $65. All right, this one's kind of long, so hang with me.
Hanging.
And I may not read the whole thing. We'll see how I feel. All right, haunted estate Dybbuk box. Demon or evil man? Measures approximately 11 inches wide and 12. I'm Ron Burgundy. 11 inches wide and 2.5 inches high. A leather box with some types of crests on it and dings in the leather itself. It weighs over a pound without a box. We do not claim to be the demonologists like some experts in the occult or witchcraft, or have extensive knowledge in the making of Dybbuk boxes, or how they trap spirits. We simply try to communicate. Collecting for 15 years, came across a large tote forgotten in our finished shed filled with negative boxes that we had refused to leave among our family and pets. We stopped opening them years ago. Everyone knows entities attach themselves to, everyone knows this. Entities attach themselves to inanimate objects. Their energy is evident without breaking the seal, and in doing that can open us up to their full potential, which we won't do if negative. We have already made that mistake. Ooh, that sucks. We purchased this box online about 3 years ago. The seller said her grandmother had been a psychic medium and had communicated and delved into supernatural as long as they could remember. She had a few boxes. She claimed she had demons or evil entities trapped inside in a glass churro with protective talismans hanging at its door, surrounded by a circle of salt. That's like so much security right there for demons. No one dare run the vacuum near it.
Oh no.
This particular box, she had told them, was created when she was called to a home by a woman needing help removing evil that had tormented her for years since her father had passed. Upon going, she encountered that she told them was one of the most evil energies, and having felt his hatred and him communicating his identity as the woman's father, used his only jewelry tied to clip box to trap him and seal with wax seals. She had also locked a key inside so no one could ever open the box. We cannot confirm the truth of that. We never tried, but it does look as if someone was trying to lift up on the lid of the box to get in. The seller, removing the boxes to get rid of them after her grandmother passed, left them out and herself unprotected, and during that time experienced nothing but nightmares, a dark presence, and became emotionally unstable. Her cousin was the one noticing, who moved the boxes from the home, cleansed with sage, and told her to sell or destroy them.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so a little backstory on the seller, the actual current sellers. The first evening, our dogs became agitated, had no interest in food or going outside. They even became aggressive towards each other. They can sense evil and energies as we as humans can't. During the night, our daughter and I, being sensitive empaths, ended up being woken up by nightmares, trying several times to sleep, and we ended up downstairs, going down where the box stayed in our dining room. That's a great place. The dark, hateful feeling we got was strong. Someone was there, someone full of anger and hate. We shared our dreams with each other, and it seemed they were both similar. A funeral in our church with 4 coffins, a woman standing in front of them, face not seen, but none of us there, none of us in the pews. So who was the woman? Her or me, and who in the coffins? 3 men in our family or someone else's family. It freaked us out a lot, and we chose not to share with our guys until later.
Oh my gosh.
As we turned our equipment on that next evening, everything started spiking K2 to red, leveling at orange. Mel meter rose to 2.9, and then the REM pod died. So it took all the energy out of everything.
It took all the energy.
As we turned the spirit box on, we heard a deep voice say, one will live.
Oh,
We asked the spirit
gosh.
if it was a demon or just an angry soul, and the words were, "Who will live?" came through in a deep, creepy tone.
I don't know.
Through the night vision screen, we could see a dark figure. It chilled me and our daughter, and we both finally told my husband and sons it needed to go. We told the spirit it was not allowed to hurt or attach to anyone in our home. It was given no power or permission to stay among us. Through the spirit box, again, the same deep voice came through saying, "We'll win." And we immediately removed it from our home and cleansed our home and ourselves that night and several days after. It was an awful experience with this particular box, unsettling, pretty much scared me, the images in our dreams, and without telling them everything till much later, left us with a dreadful feeling. They've remained quiet where we've kept them, but we have had no interaction with them for a while. These spirits are something we won't allow around us or our pets, unsure if its intent or how it may react in a different environment, but we suggest using caution if deciding to break the seal. This box seemed to hold more negative energy than some others we've interacted with. Please know that as some have questioned a spirit not interacting with them in the items they have purchased from other sellers, spirits have their own personalities. Sometimes it does take a day or two or even longer to adjust to their new surroundings. They don't do parlor tricks, and if they choose to hold off on interacting, it is their right to do so. They do not perform on command. They should be treated with the respect they deserve and patience, because in some cases it was not their choice or preference to stay among us. I can only include in the listings what we've experienced, not what we may suspect.
Yeah.
And that is that one. That's it.
I don't want that one.
Yeah, that one sounds intense. Actually, it's not in a tent. It's stupid. It's in a box.
Yeah, that was
wow.
Embarrassing.
There's a picture there and everything.
Thank you for sharing those. I love it when you share those.
You're welcome. I have so much fun looking those up.
Yeah, I bet. I have a neighborhood story for you.
Oh, right.
All right. It's very short. It says, my neighbors create this toxic smoke out of their chimney. We suspect that they are making drugs. Probably.
That's all. It's probably drugs.
It's probably drugs, or they're burning styrofoam and plastic.
Or it's just normal smoke and the people are like hippies and they're like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Ew. Come up here. You stink. Come here.
We're going to get, sorry it was a long episode. We'll make shorter ones in the next coming weeks. But, hi Dakota.
Everybody
hi, Princess.
Hi, Dakota.
Hi, Dakota. Dakota is one of our doggos.
Yep. She's my dog.
Yeah.
Our dog.
Have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bree and Amy.
Out.
Psh. Say hi to your cats for us.